Hey everybody, it's Jeff here in the Memorabilia Vault, Hard Rock Memorabilia Monday, and this is going to be a fun and unusual one. As my partner in crime here, William, and I were walking through the warehouse, we discovered this thing that I'm holding in my hand. What the heck is it? Party people, this is the Bo Diddley. This is an instrument that was built/modified by the one and only Bo Diddley. It is the most over-the-top guitar in the entire hard rock collection, if you ask me. And as soon as we saw it, we're like, oh my God, we have to figure out something to do to show this thing off. So today we're gonna take a look at some unusual instruments. And none are more unusual than the Bo Diddley. I mean, give me a break. This thing is awesome, and it weighs about 25 pounds. It's just a behemoth. What Bo did here is he took an old Lotus guitar, which was sort of a budget level kind of copies of Les Pauls and things like that, and he built the body into whatever the heck this is that you see here. And he did all kinds of crazy electronics work on it. And if you see the back, I mean, he's gone completely nuts. And he built it in 1990, he signed it. And I'm not really even clear on what all of the electronics he had to do, because frankly, they don't all work. But as just a regular guitar, there we go. It actually does work. And the idea of wrestling this thing on stage, I mean, you have to be Bo Diddley to do this. You have to be the only artist who ever had an actual beat named after them, right? The Bo Diddley beat, that. Oh yeah. Bo Diddley, all day long, baby. Woohoo! Okay, get a load of this. This is a set of Moog Taurus synthesizer bass pedals, and this belonged to the master and the commander himself, the one and only Geddy Lee from Rush. If you're a Rush fan, you have heard these countless times. These are just classic parts of the Rush sound, and Geddy plays bass and he plays keyboards and he's the lead singer. So he's virtually a one-man band. But what also is happening when Rush performed back in the day is he would have these on the ground and he would be doing stuff with his feet as well. And he's have that great, oh, today's Tom Sawyer, baby. Oh, it's too good. Oh. Listen to that. Get that hole. The Moog Taurus. Rock is king, kids. Woo! Okay, moving right along to a personal favorite. This is a Rickenbacher A-22, colloquially, I can never pronounce that word, colloquially referred to as a frying pan. Now this example's from about, 1935 or so. Very, very cool, unusual guitar. These are actually the first electric guitars that were commercially available. There's a long and somewhat great story there. But it's a thing of beauty. Now this is not a guitar in the sense that most people think, where you strap it on and you play like this. This is a lap steel. So you put it on your lap and you play slide guitar. It's actually almost impossible to play regular guitar on this, because look at how high the strings are from the fretboard, and there really aren't even frets. So it's not in any way made for playing in the traditional sense. What you do is you put this bad boy on your lap, grab yourself a trusty piece of steel, and you slide on down the road. It's too cool, man. It's just fun to mess with these all day long. And I'm not a slide player by any sense of the imagination, but if you just get it tuned to an open chord, you just It's just nonstop fun. Too neat. Now, what was unusual about these, well, many things are unusual, but you had, they're made of hollow aluminum, and a lot of times they would feed back really badly, so they would like squeal through the amplifier, and the Rickenbacker people found out that the hollow neck was part of the problem for that, so they would stuff the neck with newspaper. If you find one of these old Rickenbackers, and you take this whole pickup assembly off and very carefully remove the newspapers, you get a treasure trove of like old newspapers from the 30s. So, you know, like Lou Gehrig starting off for the Yankees. Pretty neat. The Rickenbacker A-22 frying pan. Can't go wrong. Well, get a load of this little doodad. This is an octave guitar, sometimes referred to as a Mando guitar, which is a misnomer really for this, but it's a little tiny 12-string guitar that's tuned an octave above a regular guitar. Looks a little bit like a thing that was called a Teisco or Tiesco May Queen. It's a very, very neat guitar, really well built. And this belonged to a guy called Patrick Matera, who's a fantastic guitar player, and has many gigs, but his probably biggest claim to fame was being Katy Perry's guitarist, and he played this with her. Now, it took us today just as long to tune this thing as it took us to set up all the equipment for Memorabilia Monday. So tuning it is a bit of a pain in the neck, and I probably didn't even get as meticulous with it as I should have, but they're really unique, interesting instruments, and they sound a little like this. Pretty cool. The frets are so close together, it's difficult for a ham-fisted player like me, but it's a very, very neat thing. And I think probably the most, I mean, these kind of instruments have been used, you know, for many, many years. The example of it that sticks out in my mind is the Big Star song, September Girls. It has this great chiming guitar, which was achieved largely by overdubbing one of these little doodads on top of the main riff. I didn't know that for years and years and years, and just a few months ago, Terry Manning himself, the guy who produced the record, told me that's how they got the sound. So I was all aflutter. When I saw this, had to play it. So unusual instruments are our stock in trade, just like incredible clothing and traditional instruments and handwritten stuff and just coolness. So hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I enjoyed making it. So Memorabilia Monday, your old pal Jeff. See you next week.